All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another live stream. You guys are gonna have to forgive me about the AC blowing in the background, but it's hot. And I know I got a hoodie on, but it's just right with the hoodie on. It's blazing without the AC on. So hopefully you guys can still hear me well. Let me know if you guys are distracted by it in the chat. And if you guys are too distracted, I'll turn it off. And we'll just rock it out without it. But how are you guys doing? Let me know if everything sounds okay. That way I know if everything's going all right. We got times change press. Hey, Dixon's Picks, what's going on? 4 sold and got star seller on Etsy. Is star seller on Etsy like top rated on eBay? That's what's up. If it is, congratulations. All good on the sound. All right, cool. Sheila, what's going on? How you doing? Hopefully you're doing well. Bobby, what's going on? Welcome. Sounds fine. All right, good. Okay, so congratulations on your status. Hopefully that helps you make more sales. So yeah, guys, how's everything going for everyone? Appreciate everybody coming and spending their time hanging out with me. If you guys can share this and leave a thumbs up, that will really help. So how are sales going for everybody? So me personally, things are kind of all over the place at the current moment. I've had 2 decent days in the past couple of days, and today it's kind of not so great. This is around the time that usually the offers and the sales start rolling in, but we'll see what happens. All the sales I've made today have been from an offer that someone has sent me. I think I've had one sale where it just sold outright, which is kind of different. Normally, I don't have all sales just coming from offers in a day. So makes me think something kind of off is going on, but it is what it is. At least it's not a 0 sale day. I do hope that I can get over 200. It's at 135 right now, but you know, it is what it is. Sales have been steady, but a little bit slower than last month. So for me, sales are up this month over last month, but still down over last year. So a lot of that has to do with me only doing 20 a day. So there's kind of a couple of different options I can do. I can go back to listing more items. I'm continuing to pick up better items, and I'm continuing to take less less offers, which that in turn leads me to make less money because I'm turning down sure money, right? So when someone's making me an offer, they're trying to pay for that item right then and there for the most part. Sometimes people, will make an offer and have no intention of buying the item. Uh, Looks like I sold something. So this guy's been trying to buy this freaking t-shirt for 2 weeks now. I guess I'll let him have it. 14.45 is what the item's on sale for, and they're trying to buy it for 9. That's the highest they've come up on it. I will accept that. And I got a $10 offer just now on something that I don't think I'm going to take. So this item is priced at $22. They're offering me $10 for this. Come on, mate. Soccer sweatshirt. I'm gonna pass on that one. Not finna get the 50% off offers is the new norm now. It's like, I don't know. I think they think it's something respectable, like 5% off or something. I'm gonna just decline it. But that's what my eBay life is like right now. Just a lot of stupid, ridiculous offers, not worth taking. But with that example for you guys right there, that's the type of offers that I get coming in. So do I take those? Do I take $10 on a 22.50 item? I don't think so. But I could take that $10 and then I could be making sales. I could be generating cash flow inside my store. But at the end of the day, a $10 sale, even as cheap as I get my items, isn't really worth it. Let's pull up the eBay fee calculator and see how worth it that actually is. Because at the end of the day, if it's not worth it, there's no point in me taking it. Entire screen share. We're gonna pull up the old eBay fee calculator. All right, so let's say the item sold for $10. I paid $1.59 for it. It's a light shirt, so it would ship for $6.50. I'm gonna make $6.25 off that. Is that worth it? I mean, in theory, I would triple my money. So everything, because I paid $1.59 for the item, I would more than triple my money. But is that the type of business that I want to run? Is that the type of profit that I'm looking to make? Because I prefer to make $10, $15 off it if I could. If I sold the item, it's at $22.50 right now. Say even I took $15 on it. That's going to change the profit to $10.11. I'm okay with a $10 profit on something I paid $1.59 for. But that's my eBay situation right now. For the most part, when I'm getting offers in, that's what it's coming down to. What's up, Jared? How you doing, bro? Bobby says April was the worst month for me in years. For April, just started back at the flea market. Thank God it's saving me. Last month was normal. Okay, well, congratulations. Glad you're back at the flea market. I like this sourcing vid. I know it's hard for you to do. It's not that it's hard for me to do. It just takes more time. It takes more time than what I have available to do that type of stuff. What's up, Heaven Sense? What's going on, bro? Why do you want to list more? I didn't say that I wanted to. I said that's an option. So I'm trying to figure out how I go about, because my numbers are down, right? Clearly, obviously, they're going to be down because I'm listing 30 less items a day, right? But the thing is when I'm going out sourcing, yeah, I'm finding great items. But if I'm not finding enough items to where, so I have like what, I'm gonna say 7,000 items in my store that sell for average money, nothing spectacular, $10 to $15. That's not gonna make me a crap ton of money if I sell 10 items that sell for $5 profit. That's still only $50 a day. So I want more items to sell for higher money, or I'm gonna either need to start listing 30 a day, maybe. You know what I mean? Of straight like regular bread and butter. But I've been buying some stuff online lately, and that's actually been helping. So maybe once I fill up the thing is that stuff sells immediately. You know what I mean? So once I fill up my store with other stuff that's worth putting in my store, I mean, I guess this is the best way to say it. I probably won't need to increase the listing goal. I don't think I'm going to. It's just something I'm considering. I don't accept lowball offers. Posh has been crazy with obnoxious offers. Poshmark is like where my items go to die. Everything over there is a lowball offer. Set a minimum amount. Yeah, I don't do the minimum amount, because what if I set a minimum amount of $20 on something and somebody offers me $19.50 and then I don't get that offer? You know what I mean? That's the reason why I don't set minimum offers. And then also, if you set a minimum amount and then say you put your item on sale for something below that minimum amount, you have to go in and manually take that minimum amount off. You have to turn that off, so then you can put and that's just more work than it needs to be. When I could just decline an offer. John says I've been getting crazy offers like today as well, Marcus. $3 on a $30 item. Or they're just throwing a number out there hoping the seller hits accept instead of decline, or just cheap. Probably both. It's probably more along the lines of they're just throwing it out there, testing what the buyer will accept. I think a lot of it's probably going to be other resellers knowing the desperate mindset that people have to just want to make sales. So they're probably either sourcing online, trying to get inventory for cheap, hoping that you've had a bad sales day and you'll accept it, or they're trying to buy inventory that they can either they want it or they're trying to sell it. And they're just testing you to see what you'll accept. A lot of people do have the mindset to offer 50% off of whatever the item is, no matter if it's $100 item. They have the mindset to offer half off, and then if you counter, they'll accept what you counter with. I don't know why that's a thing, but it's a thing. They're willing to pay more, but they're also willing to not pay more if you're going to accept the offer. So usually that's what it is. A lot of people are just cheap too, though, John. Johnny Swag, what's going on, bro? How you doing? Boho Armadillo says, I set a minimum offer, but I'm taking almost any on dated inventory to move it. I heard Tech say if you receive an offer and you're profitable, I suggest you take it. That's imprinted on my brain now. Yeah, I mean, I get that, but at the same time, like I started out like learning from Tech, and while Tech's a G and he's got a lot of great knowledge, if that doesn't work on that particular item, I'm not going to take it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not going to take $6 profit when I can make $15 profit if I just wait a little longer. You know what I mean? Like I don't have the tons and tons of sales coming in my store like Tech does. I don't have a brick and mortar store that I've got supplementing my income. You know what I mean? Like we can't all do that on every item. At the end of the day, you got to do what works for you. And in some circumstances, that might work. If it's a $9 item and somebody offers me $6 on it, I'm taking that. But if it's a $50 item and someone offers me 10, that'd be foolish of me to take that, even if it is some of the money. You know what I mean? Like it just doesn't apply to everything. My car has been hopping. I'm surprised, but mostly low dollar stuff. I haven't made a sell on my car in like a week, but it's kind of picking up. That picky old picker just subbed. Hey, thank you, appreciate it. If you guys could like the video and share it with someone, maybe we can get some more people like the picky old picker up in here that I've never seen. Welcome to the live stream. Glad to have you here. ERH Design says, "Sup, Marcus, what's going on with the mission trip? Best of luck." So I did have a meeting on Sunday night. What we're doing is we're going to do a vacation Bible school for kids from the hood that need to know Jesus. And the thing about it is some of those kids are like some of the hardest kids to like really get to understand that Jesus loves them. So we're going down there for a whole week, and we're going to just volunteer and just try to show these kids what it looks like to have someone that cares about them, because a lot of these people that we're going down there with have been in the same boat that I have. Me and my twin brother, we're both felons, both been to prison, and a couple of other guys that we're going down there with have been to prison before as well. So there's only one person that we're going down there with that has never been in prison or have had any legal trouble. That's well, besides there's a highway patrol officer that's going down there with us. He's never been in trouble before either, obviously, but the rest of us, out of 8 guys, are all felons. So we're going to go down there and just show them what it looks like to turn your life over and walk the straight path. So I'm halfway there to actually, I haven't checked the donation link. There is a donation link down below if you guys want to tithe anything to the mission trip. But I just paid $500 on it the other day out of my own pocket. And I have till June to get the rest of the money up. But yeah, thanks for asking. Let's see. I got a $5 offer on a $30 item that was listed for only 2 days. I just declined those. I tried to play the counter offer before, but it's not worth it. Yeah, I just declined stuff like that too. It's not worth it in my opinion either. But afterwards, if I get like a $20 offer on a $30 item, more often than not, depending on the item, I'll accept that. But if I do decide to counter offer, it'll probably be something more like $24 or something like that. But usually they never accept it. So I try to accept those and right off the flip. I don't know how to don't talk. Shh. Okay, maybe that's what it is. Hey, new viewer here. So sorry if this is a dumb question. What are your thoughts on selling on Amazon? I do both eBay and Amazon. I think Amazon is like super competitive, but also very risky. I know a lot of people that sell on Amazon and do great. They do just fine. But the thing is it's like the race to the bottom. I don't have enough experience myself to even try selling on Amazon right now. But I think if you're over there and you're doing it and you're making a killing, then it's all good. But I think that would be something that you better have your money right. You better have all your ducks in a row, because over there they're not playing. If you don't have stuff to show where you're getting your inventory from and all that, they'll shut you down real quick. And I heard they keep your money too, so I don't want no parts of that. God bless you and your work with the kids. Thank you. These kids need to see how a righteous man live. Blessings. Appreciate it. Boho, I take those offers too. However, I have a sweatshirt I won't budge on because I like it myself. If I can't get what I'm asking for, then I'll keep it. There are just a couple of those. Lance says, is it true that you can sell clothes on Etsy? Yeah. Yep, you can sell, I think you could sell pretty much anything on Etsy. Now, can you sell like just thrifted items on Etsy? I have no idea. But I've sold t-shirts from my YouTube channel on Etsy before I start selling them on YouTube off my channel shelf. That was before I had a merch shelf. But yeah, you can sell clothes on Etsy. I know people that sell stuff that they make with like vinyl cutters and crickets and things like that all the time on there. Let's see. Terry says, "What's your normal day look like? Do you have a system in place? Thank you and God bless." Yeah, I do. So Terry, if you go back on my channel about a year ago, I was making day in the life videos. I got up to about 40 of those, and then I stopped doing them just because I didn't have the time to continue doing them. But my day in the life, pretty much is the same every day. I wake up, I do my Patreon coaching call at 7 in the morning. So fresh out of bed, I do that. Then I read my Bible, then I take a shower, and then I do YouTube videos. I make and edit YouTube videos for my other YouTube channel, this channel on my hat. That takes a couple hours in the morning, and then by 10 o'clock, I'm at the warehouse doing eBay work. I'm pulling orders, possibly filming a video, um, doing my listings, answering customer service is the first thing in the daytime. I do that probably in bed or like right out of bed. Um, and then from there, I take my photos and send them to my lister, and I'm done with eBay by around 2:30 to 3 o'clock. It just depends. And I'm on to the next part of my day, which is going to the gym. And then from there, I leave the gym and then I go into doing either a YouTube live, more Patreon coaching on certain days of the week. Then I do something with my church two nights a week, Wednesdays and Thursdays. I'm doing church stuff, and then Friday I take the evening off on Friday, and just kind of decompartmentalize from all the reselling mumbo jumbo, and then I do it all over again the next day. Pretty simple. I could always work more hours in a day. Probably on eBay if I was to minimize the other stuff that I do. Right now, the other stuff matters to me. Not more than eBay, but probably just as much as eBay. So just in case says, do all eBay shipments come with insurance through eBay? The U.S. Post Office now offers insurance up to $100 on Ground Advantage and Priority. So essentially, it's the USPS that's offering the insurance, not eBay. But yeah, I would say for the most part, yes. Just make sure that if you're listing on like a ground option that's not Ground Advantage, like maybe US or UPS ground or FedEx ground, make sure that they have it. But USPS and Priority offer insurance. I'm looking into Whatnot Marketplace. Do you know anything about it? Etsy is supposed to be vintage or handmade. So I don't know anything about Whatnot Marketplace yet. I still have like 60 followers. Once I get to 100 followers on Whatnot, I'll start doing live shows. But as of right now, I don't know that listing an item on Whatnot that's not a live stream actually converts well. I have no experience with it though. So if anybody has that information, let me know in the chat down below. I know live shows do pretty well for certain people, but if you don't have the presence to be live holding up some stuff and entertaining at the same time, I mean, you don't have to be entertaining, but if you don't have that personality, I wouldn't recommend it. Have you tried selling clothes on Grailed? No, I used to sell on Grailed when I was selling hype sneakers and stuff like that, but since I only sell clothing now, I have not tried Grailed or any of the other platforms that you could sell vintage type stuff on. I tried Depop. I didn't make a sell at all, so I assume it'll be the same as on Grailed, but I could be wrong. I haven't tried though. Rich, what's going on? Good to catch you live again. Any link for the Christ Alone hat? I still haven't made it, man. I'm gonna do that tonight. And then are we following each other on Instagram? If not, I'm going to leave the link in the comment section for this live stream, Rich. I'll make the link. I'll make the link for the hat after I get off here, and I'll put it in the live stream chat. Of years, what? Maybe I missed a part of your comment. I don't think this is what you meant to say, or maybe you missed part of your comment. Times change, press. But let's see. I don't have IG, but we'll get it. Thank you, brother. God bless. No, don't go getting Instagram just for a hat. I'll just leave the link in the comments for this video. So yeah, with let me see. I don't remember what I was going to say because I saw this message come up. They have a listing marketplace now. I won't be going live. I spend too much time in my granny court PJs. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, I know that they have it with Vendu. You can cross list all your items over there too. Speaking of Vendu, are you guys having any problems with Vendu right now? It's not active. Okay, it's back. It's back now. So for a while there, about an hour or two, there was a problem with the connection on there. My items were not. I guess they made some change. They made some changes over here. That's what they were doing. My items were connected to, or my store wasn't connected to Vendu because they were doing some stuff over there. But looks like it's back in live action. I got to make sure I got my marketplaces connected after I get off this live stream. Wayne, what's going on, buddy? Thank goodness that UPS takes photos of deliveries, as this customer is claiming he didn't get a $150 item sold on eBay. I keep asking him if the part of the house is in the photo is his, and he will not answer. Well, you have your proof right there, buddy. That's all you need to be able to win the case. Plus, on top of that, eBay will show that it's been delivered. After that, you don't have anything to worry about. If the package shows delivered, even right now, I have a pair of Rock Revival jeans that's sitting over here that I'm waiting on the buyer to get back to me on. It shows delivered. So I've been paid for that item, but I'm trying to get the customer that bought these jeans to respond to me so I can ship them back their item. You know what I mean? Because I got paid, they should be able to have their item. I'm not going to like relist them and resell them and be like some type of scumbag sleazeball, trying to give them back their item, but it says delivered. So eBay is not going to go against you. Now, if this person tries to file a chargeback or something like that, then you'll have to go a step further and beyond. But that's where that proof that the UPS takes photos of will actually help you. So you should be able to beat that. I wouldn't even worry about it. Him not answering is proof enough that he's on some shady stuff. Mine was fine earlier today. They update a lot. Yeah, this was different than an update. It kept saying that there was network connection problems. And so I emailed them and they messaged me back and said that they were having problems with it, but everything would be fine soon. And now it's back to doing what it's supposed to do. Do you know Vendu is delisting items from other platforms if the item sold on a best offer? I know we had to delist it manually on a best offer. Mine does get delisted even if it's on a best offer. The only time I have to go in and verify that something has been delisted is when there's an active offer out on it on another platform. So say Poshmark's got an offer out on it. It's not going to be able to delist it from that platform. So I got to go in there and change the listing in Poshmark to get it to end. But other than that, yeah, it'll delist everything just fine. At least so far in my experience. If you're using any cross-listing software, it doesn't matter if it's Vendu or another software, it's always best to verify from time to time that it's working correctly, because this stuff glitches out or, updates and things like that. You never know what's going on with it. So it doesn't hurt to verify that things are working the way that they're supposed to. So if you guys got any questions, make sure you go ahead and put them in the chat. Share this maybe so we can get some more people in here asking some more questions. If not, it's just me kind of trying to figure out something to say to you guys. That's right. Trust but verify. Absolutely. I can't really just make up a bunch of stuff to talk about at random because, I'm just not that thoughtful of a person, honestly. So please ask questions. Please share, any type of experience you guys are having throughout the day, whatever the case may be to make this more interesting. Do you have any strategies for sourcing online? That's my primary sourcing I shared. Uh, yeah, I would. First of all, I would say it depends on what you're sourcing. Uh, but say for me, sourcing clothing, the best thing that I can do is source on eBay or whatever the other platforms are for items that I know are commonly underpriced because people don't understand the true value of them. So an example of that would be like vintage Nike hoodies. I can source a certain type of vintage Nike hoodie on eBay a lot because people constantly underprice this item. Now, while I'll still have to pay $15 or $20 for it, I can buy it and then turn around and sell it for 150 bucks. You know what I mean? Now the thing is I can't find, a large number of these items because for the most part, people do know that these items sell for good money. So that would just be an example. Number two, like if you can do retail arbitrage online arbitrage with like cash back or say your local Dick's Sporting Goods is having a sale. Um, Sometimes they have those online sales only, where you can go in there and you can buy those. Uh, Another way to do it is to just if you were having hype sneakers or something like that, have you a bot. That's another way to source online, but that gets into the weeds with a lot of money up front to buy the bot. You got to learn how to use the bot and things like that. So the best way to do it is just snipe stuff off eBay or Etsy or Mercari or whatever it is. Whatnot is coming in clutch for people in the Patreon right now. There's a couple of people in there like killing it, sourcing online on Whatnot, buying like Carhartt jackets off Whatnot and then flipping them on eBay or really good expensive items. They're paying $15-$20 an item, but they're turning around and selling them on what or on eBay for $100. So try that. A lot of people having great luck sourcing on Whatnot. Have you tried Boosted for your Depop listings? I tried it and it works for me. I tried everything on Whatnot. Boosted the items. I've sent offers out to likers, and I've had 2 people buy things and then not pay. So I don't think it works for me, but we'll see, man. Bobby says for eBay, question: sell-through rate is the amount of items divide sold in the last 30 days, correct? Gives you percentage. The sell-through rate is the amount of items sold divided by the amount of items active. And it gives you 30. And it's going to be for 90 days. Just get it listed says I like that. I like that name. I have a pair of shoes that I was paid for, sent back to me via USPS 6 months later, undeliverable. I have had the shoes 18 months and I'm finally relisted them last night. So you got a pair of shoes that were sent back to you and the buyer never said anything. If it's undeliverable, I mean, technically you should be refunding the person their money. But if you kept it and nobody said anything, I guess all's fair, but it is what it is. I've had good luck sourcing on Mercari. Average buy cost is $1.43 for the year so far. That's awesome. It's lower than my buy cost. My binge just went up to $2.02 or some weird figure like that. Nikki says, "Hey Marcus, take us to school tonight. We're here to listen. Maurice's is having a big sale in stores. Clothing resellers, check it out." That's good information to have. Maurice's sucks like used, but certain items do okay. If you're okay with like a $12 average sales price, Maurice's is the way to go though. But you can sell some jeans for pretty decent prices. And Nikki, did you get your label printed out earlier? Sorry, I wasn't no help with that QR code thing. Nope. They didn't. Nope is in. They didn't reach. Okay, I don't know what eBay did after I contacted them. Didn't take any money from me. Well, I'm glad it all worked out for you, and I'm glad you were able to get them relisted. And you waited long enough. What you said, 6 months. So, I guess as long as eBay's on your side, you're all good, man. Hustlebuck says, question: I'm in the process of transferring 1,000 listings to a brand new eBay account. Would you recommend transferring all at once, or should it transfer slowly, like 3 to 5 or 10 a day? It depends. It depends on what your goal is. if you start a new eBay store and you transfer 1,000 listings from another store, it's not going to hurt you. The thing is if you transfer all these items and then you get that, what's the code, the MC0011 whatever code, because you're all of a sudden listing all these items on an account and getting all this traction at one time, you may need to have your receipts in line to prove where you got this inventory from. There was a guy in my Patreon. He joined my Patreon. He built up a store of like 900 items, 700 to 900 items. I can't remember, before ever launching his eBay store. And then he launched all his items at one time and had like 30, 40 sales in a day. And they shut his eBay account down for a week or so or something like that, until they could verify where he got all his items from. So you do run that risk of doing too much too fast on an eBay account. But if you have everything lined up and you can afford to take that risk, that's on you. Me personally, I would trickle them in. Maybe not 10 a day, but it depends on if you have another source of income. If you can do something more reasonable, like 20 or 30 a day, I feel like that'd be totally safe. You'd be able to get your listings done quicker, but you'd be able to have steady traction on your store and be able to focus on putting the listings up in quality, quality listings, proper title, great photos, all the item specifics filled out correctly, proper pricing. If these are old listings on an old account, you may have a crap ton of stuff done wrong on these listings and don't even know, because you've been able to get better over the time. Me personally, all my listings were bad listings when I first got started on eBay. But as I've gone along 4 years in now, I know how to make a pretty decent listing. You know what I mean? So I would trickle them in like 20 to 30 at a time. I wouldn't go as low as 10, because 1,000 items, you want those moving for you. If you can do more than that in a day, maybe even 50 without like killing yourself, do 50, but do whatever's going to be manageable for you every single day without doing too much at one time. Do you have an inventory store goal or limit? Is it easier to maintain, replenish, or grow? Thanks for all the mentorship, brother. So I don't have like a goal. Whatever it gets to is whatever it gets to. If it shrinks, it shrinks. If it grows, it grows. My thing is just to be trying to put the best items that I can in there to be able to make the most money as possible. I got a big enough storage space for me to be able to store probably 30,000 items in a store without having to get another place to put them at. So, I'm okay where I'm at. As long as I've got enough money coming in to pay for everything, that's really all that matters to me. Replenishing the items is probably, it depends, right? I could replenish 350 items in a week if I wanted to, but then what if those items are all garbage, right? I don't have the time to go source and handpick all really, really awesome items every single week, more than what I can. Right now I'm doing 150 or 140 items a week. I can source about 200 a week. I want those 200 to be the best that they can be, or at least, higher dollar items. I don't want to be putting Ann Taylor Loft. I don't want to be putting, Old Navy or Gap, like low tier items. There's certain items from Gap and Old Navy that I'll pick up every time I see them, because I know they sell for $25, $30. You know what I mean? But there's going to be items that I'm passing on, like certain J. Crew items, I'll pick up. But for the most part, all that stuff that's selling for like $10, $12, I'm okay on that. I don't want to keep flooding my store with that just to hit a listing goal. Right now, the focus is quality. I don't know what eBay did. I already talked to that. What's up, Bearded PokeTuber? Matt, right? A brand new account will limit you to 10 items, I believe. That's true. Think about that, Hustle Bucks. If you have a new account, you can only list about 10. But if you end up selling some stuff and getting traction, you can request an increase. Hang on, my mom's calling me. You can request an increase pretty quickly. Now, I don't know when they changed this eBay store limit to 10 starting out, but when I started my eBay store, I could list 250 items. That's much better than 10. I promise you that much. But I don't know when they started this 10 limit of 10. There's some people that have, like, there's a guy on my Patreon that has unlimited listings, and his store is less like a year old. I don't know how he got lucky enough for that, but from what I've heard, they've been doing that to people here lately. Did you check out any express stores? No, because I actually ran out of money, so I was able to get a bunch of stuff, and I didn't need to go to another store, so I'm set for the whole week. But that's still on the table. Mark the face zones world. What's going on, man? How you doing? Nikki said had to go to the post office and scan the QR code. Not sure why my label wouldn't print. Moved on with my day. Makes sense. Don't get hung up on stupid stuff that you can't control. eBay will flag a new account in a heartbeat. Absolutely. You're welcome. Art by ACT or ACT says, hey, Dixon's Pickens. I have about 500 clothing items in the box system, but they're not numbered yet. How would I go about adding a SKU system to them without getting confusing? Well, the obvious way to do it is to just start with, if you're already in the box system, would it just be start, with one box at a time and just doing them, if you want to do a box a day or, a box a week, just going in order and putting the SKUs on them. Or what you can do is you can just start from the 501 and start with that one, like start adding them tomorrow in the inventory system. But I promise you that's going to be more confusing than if you were to just go in there and just pick a box out and just start adding them one by one. And then from and this is the part where it's going to be a little bit challenging, is not doing anything else until you get all those items listed in. Or you can also do it as the 500 items that you have, take a box off the shelf. You have a box of inventory that you're working on that day. What you can do is you can start to cycle those old listings in with the new listings. So say you list 10 a day. We're just throwing out round numbers. You have a box that has today's 10 listings in there. The 11th item to go in that box will be the first item in the first box on your shelf. So that first item in the first box on the shelf would go behind the oldest or the newest item that's being listed. So, I mean, I'm probably confusing you there, but if you have an idea of how the inventory system works in your head, it makes perfect sense. But I would do it that way. I would start with the first box and just make it number one. And then if I were you, after you've gotten all those together, I would go back to adding new items into the inventory system. Just try to do it as fast as you can so you don't delay your storage system. Now, me personally, when I went from totes to the box system, I tried that and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just leave everything in the totes where they're at and just start because I had over 1,000 items listed. And so I just started with my inventory system from where I was at and left. I still have items in the tote to this day from when I first got started on eBay because I didn't feel like going through all that. You know what I mean? I just started adding items into the inventory system from where I was. Yep. What's going on, Matt? David Diaz says, last Saturday I went to the flea market. Wow, everything was so expensive. I did not find any under $10. I can believe it. There's a few areas where the flea market goes bananas. Like where Tech's at, that's amazing. All that stuff he got for $1 in his last video, just crazy. You're not gonna find that everywhere. You know what I mean? So that's one of the things where we can't get discouraged by what we see other people do. Other people's thrift stores are amazing. My thrift stores are not amazing. Even in the same state, I live in the state of Missouri. Carrie at home lives in the state of Missouri. She finds great stuff at her thrift stores. I don't find great stuff in my thrift stores. If I do, I can't buy it at the price that they have it at because there's no meat on the bone, right? So it's just different wherever you are. Every state went to Houston. They have great stuff in the bins. Their thrift stores are pretty high price, in my opinion. $10 minimum for a pair of jeans. That's pretty high on basic bread and butter jeans, you know what I mean? But some people think $10 for a pair of jeans is a good price. It all depends on what you've been used to, what profit margin you can make off it. Um, how fast can you sell this item? If I can buy an item for $10 and sell it in that week for 30, I would do that. 10 into 30. Yeah, I'm not going to make a crap ton of profit off of it, but I'll be able to move those items quick enough to where the profit I make is good because the volume, the velocity of the items, it makes up for it. I would spend, if I knew I could sell that item in 2 days, I would spend 50 to sell an item for a 70. If I could sell it in 2 days, yeah, it's a high investment, but I'll make that money back within the next 2 days. I recoup my buy costs and I have the profit to go put into other things. Yeah, it's not something that it wouldn't be ideal, but if I can make my money back that quick, I would do it and I would keep doing it. Are you going to charge flat shipping? I've always charged flat shipping. I've never not. When I first got started, I did calculated shipping, but that's before when I was an everything seller. But for the last 3 years, I've been flat rate shipping on everything. $8.95 for priority and $6.50 for ground advantage. Mark says, I'm doing good, just chilling. That's what's up. How's sales for you today? What's the pricing at your Goodwill looking like? Mine is all $12 and up now, even Old Navy and Loft. It's about the same, honestly. Jeans are like, it depends if you're on the brands, but jeans are like $10 starting out. Levi's are like 10 to 20 bucks. It just depends. Anything good like BKE or Big Star jeans, this stuff's like 22 bucks per pair. Miss Me's like 22 bucks. It's just crazy. Button up shirts, t-shirts are like $5. Button up shirts are $10. So prices are going up, definitely going up. Makes it much more challenging. You got to know what you're looking for. No problem, man. Hopefully that helps you. I know it kind of sound a little bit confusing. Houston thrift store pricing is horrible. Plus, it's about relationships with the store managers. I agree with you there. When I went down there, I went down there on vacation to thrift the whole time, and we were able to get into a thrift store. The guy that took us there was he had a connection with the manager and was able to get some shoes brought out for us while we were there. Like we had to wait on him to price them up, but he had the manager bring the shoes out when we got there, and we were able to buy a bunch of pairs of shoes. You know what I mean? But they were still like $20 a pair of shoes, which is pretty high, but there's connections being made. You know what I mean? And it's like that down there. But there's like 6 bin stores down there too. So like, in my opinion, yeah, you can go to the thrift stores if you want to, but you can also go to the bins and clean up pretty good too. From the experience that I had in the bins down there, there's a lot of stuff that people are passing up on that is basic bread and butter stuff for me, like Wrangler jeans, cowboy cut, Wrangler retro slim boot cut. I could sell those for $25 and nobody's picking those up down there. So, find out what people are passing on. Ariat jeans, nobody's picking those up. I'm thrilled if I found a pair of Ariat jeans yesterday in the bins. I get excited if I find those because I know it's easy money. The frugal working man says, "Hey brother, had my wisdom tooth took out today after a 2-week infection. A lot of pain. I'm healing from that, but I'm taking the time to catch up on listings and get things organized. Much respect." Sorry to hear about that. I had 4 teeth taken out couple months back, about 6 months ago, and it wasn't pleasant, but it also didn't suck nowhere near as bad when I got my wisdom teeth taken out. I got my wisdom teeth taken out back in like 2012. That was pretty bad because I didn't have any pain medication to take for it. Sheila says, when I started using the inventory system, I phased in a few old items every day, one flipping listing at a time. I'm glad it's done. Yeah, that's the way to do it. Just a little bit at a time. If you're going to keep listing during the time, just be able to try to keep control of what you're listing and what's already listed. That way you don't get it all mixed up. But yeah, it's definitely one of those things you got to just chew off a little bit at a time, or either just cut everything and only focus on that. It's the only 2 ways to get it done. Bella the reseller says, "Hi Marcus, what's going on, Bella?" So basically I start with the first box, first item and search eBay item individually and add the number to the listing. Right. Yep. It's going to take forever, but you will do it. But the thing is with 500 items, it shouldn't take you too long. Like, honestly, you could do that in like a couple days. You know, it's going to suck, but you could get it all done in like 2 or 3 days. I don't know, what your speed is, but you can get it done, especially if you have somebody with you. If they're reading off the SKU number, boom. Or if they're reading off what type of item it is. I don't know if you're going to have to go in there, open the item up, find out what each item is, and then repackage it. That'll really suck. The frugal working man says there's always places and people that you can interact with to get items. Just learn more and apply yourself. Items are out there. Absolutely. Absolutely. See, and the best part, the best thing that I can do is travel there, travel to the places that have the good items. Because trying to do it down here in the town that I live in, there is no flea market. There's only like 5 thrift stores, and we don't have like a lot of people that wear great stuff down here. The stuff that we do have down here is like a lot of farm stuff, or some college kids live down here because we have a college here. Some cool stuff makes it to the racks, but for the most part, it's not down here. Facebook Marketplace has a lot of great stuff, but it's all eBay prices. So that's where a lot of people are selling their stuff at down here. They sell it themselves. In a small town like this, you can just bring stuff to your friend and be like, hey, you want to buy this? And they'll probably buy it. Let's see. Yo, what's up? Would you say a store with 900 items making 15 to 2,000 a month any good with a 70% sell-through store? Just wondering. 900 items making $2,000 a month. I would say that's, not the greatest, honestly. 70% sell-through is great, but if you're making $2,000 a month of 900 items, maybe your items aren't high dollar enough. You know what I mean? Like, even on a bad week, you should be able to make like 1,000 with 900 items. You should be able to make over $1,000 a week. That's just off basic bread and butter items. So maybe the velocity on your store is good, but your average sales price is probably like $10 or something like that. You definitely want to be selling more dollar amount at 900 items. Nikki says she loves the Houston Bend. So many good jeans. Yeah, absolutely. Another thing is too, if you can come across items for very cheap or free, you don't think that they're eBay worthy, you can have a yard sale. I live in an apartment, no yard sales for me. Let's see. I made a counter offer. $5 on a hoodie. I'm pretty sure I have priced at $25. Hello, Cheryl. How's it going? Been a while since I popped in. Life interrupted. All good. Hopefully everything's going well for you. ASP is $25. That's pretty good then. If you got a 70% sell-through with 900 items, I don't know, man. Sounds like you should be making more money than that. It's down to $22.69 right now. Well, all I can say to you, my brother, is to just keep trekking away. And if you're okay with 1,500 to 200 a month or 2,000 a month, and that's all that matters. I do know that having a personal coaching call with you, that this is your only source of income. I know there's another source of income in the house, which is good, but you're not going to be able to pay everything on your own. If this is your only source of income and it's $2,000 a month gross with that size of store, so you're going to have to make more money. You know what I mean? So as long as you're okay with where you're at right now and y'all ain't hurting, that's really all that matters until you can figure out a way to get more traction. 70% sell-through on your store is great. That's awesome. That's better than a lot of people's store. I think that's better than my store. I don't know what my sell-through is on my store because I haven't looked in a long time, but if you're selling 70% of your store, that means you're selling about 600 items a month. That's pretty good. Unless you're talking about 70% sell-through over the last 90 days, which would still be about 600 to, something 600, 650 or every 3 months. Does that sound about right? I'm not good with math off the top of my head when it comes to percentages. Let's see. 900 times 70 would be 630 items every 90 days. Does that sound accurate? Let's see. Maybe I'm doing the sell through wrong. I don't know what I'm doing, man. Sell through would be your items sold divided by your actives. And mind you, that's just this eBay sell through is not the way a true business does sell through, because you're listing items every single day, and then other items are also getting listed every day on eBay. So you can't truly tell what the sell through is. You can get an oddball number. I'm selling about 100 to 120 a month with 728 sold, 915 listed. So you got 728 sold divided by 915. That's a 0.79, so like 80% sell through in 90 days. So that's pretty good. It's pretty good. I had to pay taxes this year. I hadn't planned on making a profit on paper. I had planned for it though, so it wasn't a bad hit. So the thing is you got to claim, no matter, even if you don't make 20,000 bucks. The thing is they changed the threshold from 600 to 20,000. But even if you only made $1,500 profit, you still by law are supposed to claim that. They're just not. I don't think that. And I'm not a tax professional, so I can't really say with fact that they're not going to come after you later on down the line. But I never tried to not claim taxes because I always wanted to make over $20,000 in a year. It never made any sense to me why somebody was like, I'm going to make up to $19,999 and not make any more money for the rest of the year. I can't survive off that kind of money. Like, that's lower than minimum wage. You know what I mean? Like, who wants to do that? And I'm not saying you do, Sheila, but I never had the mindset of not making as much money as I could on eBay. Why making no money though? Why are you not making any money though? Because I mean, at the end of the day, that you still got gross. That's gross. That's still fees coming out of there. So if you're doing, I mean, I don't know if you want to talk about your numbers on here, but if you're doing 2,000 a month, you're automatically going to be losing half of that on shipping. 50% of your item, your money goes to shipping and fees, and then you have another chunk of that goes into the inventory. So let's just say you spend $100 a week on inventory. That's still $400 coming out of your 1,000 that's left over. So then you got $600 left to live off of. That's not a lot of money. That's why you're not making any money. So it's really a matter of just selling more items right now. You seem to be making fair money off the sales that you're making, but you're just not making enough of those sales right now. It's really a matter of just either raising your ASP or raising your quantity of items sold, or both. You could do pretty great. If you were selling 400 items a month, you'd be doing totally different than where you're at right now. Which, it's a little bit easier said than done to just sell more items, right? Because the problem is you start listing more items, and then those items don't sell right away. So then you're like in the wormhole of spending more money than what you're making. You know what I'm saying? And it just gets difficult. But you just got to stick with it, man. Be wise with your items. Pick up the most best items that you can. When you're selling 100, there's no room for putting fluff or filler or anything that's not going to be worth selling in your store, because you need all that money back. I mean, at any scale, you need all your money back as fast as possible. But when I was doing the volume method, man, I was just like, it'll sell. It sold once before, it'll sell again. You know what I mean? And I just stacked that on top of the items that I knew I had sold once before, or twice, or 3 times, or had a certain return on investment. And I just cranked those items through my store because I was doing volume. You know what I mean? So like what I was able to make up for in like low ASP, I was able to make up for because I was selling like 40, 45 items a day. You know what I mean? So like my average daily solds was like 600 to 700 bucks. And while, you know, I was making 700 bucks per day, I was making about 275 to 350 every day was going in my bank account. You know what I mean? So like while I was making a lot of sales gross wise, like net, I was only making like half of that. You know, I mean, like granted it's better than, you know, some, but I had to work 12, 13 hours a day to get that done. It just doesn't make sense for, you know, the average Joe to do that and only make that much money. Wish I was selling 400. You could do it, man. You definitely can do it. I claimed it all. I just figured I spent more than I made. I'm supplementing disability, so it's my extra cash. That makes sense. Josh Almanza, I have returns on with buyer pay shipping. If they choose to return the item just because they didn't like it, do I also have to refund the shipping toggle? No. So you only have to refund the shipping when it's an INAD. So it doesn't match description or photos, missing parts or pieces, item arrived damaged, counterfeit, or wrong item sent. That's when you return. But if they didn't like it or it doesn't fit, or you know they changed their mind or something like that, you don't have to return the original shipping cost because you didn't originally get the shipping money. The USPS got the shipping money. So yeah, you don't have to return that. Good explanation for a 240JZ makes perfect sense. Sometimes I'm wondering if I'm explaining things the best way possible. So I'm glad that it made sense to you. I'm down to 5 or 4 items a day listing because I can't find anything. It's just the normal everyday stuff. Nike, Adidas, Ralph. Yes, I'll find a banger here and there, but 99% is the fluff. So that's the problem, man. Without knowing what you're sourcing or like being there with you, you are definitely passing up on items you're definitely passing up on good items. I'm 100% certain of that. And the only reason why I said that is because everybody's always passing up on something they don't know about. Even I find brands that I'll find brands 3-4 months ago that I've been passing up the whole entire time I've been reselling, that I just didn't know that they were worth anything. You know what I mean? You really have to look everything up. Legit, look every brand up. Sometimes you're going to waste your time, but sometimes you're going to find an item that you didn't know was worth anything. There's items in my store that I pick up every day without fail if I see them. And beforehand, I was like, nobody's going to buy this. So I wouldn't pick it up. I wouldn't put it in my store. And then I tried it one day because I was listing 90 a day and I needed to list stuff. So then I listed it. I looked the sell-through up when I was listing and I was like, wow, why haven't I been picking this stuff up the whole time? You know what I mean? Anna says, hi, what's going on? Welcome to the live stream. Ask any questions if you have it. Hit the thumbs up if you have not. Trust me, if I can find South Pole, Mother, Psycho, they're just not out there. So I just found Psycho Bunny yesterday, but it was like a size 10, super small, and there was a stain on it. So I don't find Mother all that often. I do find South Pole often enough. But that's the thing. Let's take South Pole, for example. You can find, jeans that look like South Pole jeans. They may not be South Pole in brand, but they can look the same way and sell them for the same amount of money. So for instance, they may not have the loud embroidery on the back pockets. So they may not go for $70. They may not go for $50, but you can sell some Faded Glory jeans for $40 if they're baggy, if they have the carpenter pocket on, if they have the hammer loop and they're baggy Y2K. You could sell Faded Glory for $40. Arizona jeans, if they're 90s, loose or baggy, it'll say on the back of the waistband, you can sell those for $40, $35. If it's No Boundaries from Walmart, vintage with tribal pattern on it, or like, that MMA style looking cross with the wings or the skulls on it, you could sell that stuff for 35, 45, $50. You know what I mean? People are passing up on stuff that's valuable, but they just don't know it's valuable because the brand sucks. Faded Glory sucks. No Boundaries sucks. But if you find the right items, that stuff's decent money. Arizona jeans sucks. But if you find vintage ones, goes for pretty decent money. So it's really just expanding your horizon, not narrowing your focus. and being judgmental of brands, because that held me back for the longest. When I first started shitting, if you go back and look at my first few Benz videos, I would dog out Fate of Glory. I was like, Fate of Glory is my nemesis. Now I just listed a pair of Fate of Glory pants the other day, convertible pants with the shorts that turn into pants that turn into shorts where you zip the knee off. That's called convertible pants. I just listed a pair of those the other day for like 25 or 30 bucks. You know what I mean? It's just you gotta grow. You gotta know what you're looking for. You gotta look up items that look like something you sold for high money. Check comps on other stuff that looks similar. Yeah, it might not go for $100 or it might not go for 70 bucks, but if you could turn a lower tier brand into 30 bucks, you know, just because it looks like something that sells for 100, definitely want to factor stack. You definitely want to, you know, if it looks cool, has a cool pattern, looks like something that's trending right now, it doesn't matter about the brand. If it looks like everything else, you can sell it like everything else. So just learn what factors make an item sell the best and go for that. I picked up an LL Bean, almost all cotton, but it had some cashmere in it. It's all solid, it's all blue, but it's brand new with tags and it's got 5% cashmere in it. So I can sell that item for minimum $30. It's got a $70 price tag on it. LL Bean is not the greatest of brands, but certain items inside that brand sell pretty good. Yeah, this is all pretty basic because it's you know, a solid blue, you know, sweater in the middle of spring, you know, probably not the greatest of items, but still a good pickup because I can sell it for better money than, you know, LL Bean used without cashmere. You know what I mean? Um, so it's just learning your craft. Uh, Question: is there a reason you launch drafts versus scheduling them out? No, I could schedule them out, but that just means more work in a day. Um, versus me just coming in, sitting down for 15 minutes and just getting the day's listings done. But I could schedule them out. I just don't. Hey, Marcus, I have you on in the background as I'm listing, and I really appreciate your advice and perspective. Thanks, Brian. Appreciate it. And another thing, Anna, I would prefer to trust that I'm launching the listings right then and there instead of relying on it to work. And then I'm like traveling or something like that, and then they don't work, and I don't have my computer with me. Then I got to try and list from the phone to make sure everything, you know what I mean? Not saying that I've ever had a problem with scheduling out items before, but when I go on this mission trip in June, I'm definitely going to have mine scheduled out because when I went to the mission trip in Colombia, I had to list at the end of the night in my hotel room, and some nights we wouldn't get back to the hotel till like 10 o'clock at night. Then I got to sit up there and do listings in the hotel room. Like I'm not doing that this time around. My granddaughter is all Y2K, really popular. There you go. Y2K is my high school years, so anything that my age bracket was wearing in high school, I'm picking up now without even looking it up because I know it's going to sell for decent money. Yeah, I have two of them listed, not sold yet, but they're not Fate of Glory. They're Columbia, I believe. But yes, I do pass up on all those brands and I stick to name brands, and I've been looking everything up. Don't just stick to name brands. If it looks like it and it's a lower tier brand, definitely give it a try. What's up, Siddle? How you doing, buddy? Hope you're doing well. Hope everything's going great for you. Hi, Marcus. I'm an hour late. Hey, Maxine. It's discouraging. I know it's discouraging, but use that discouragement to perfect your craft, right? So here's what I want everyone to hear. Whether you're a Christian or not, there's always something to learn in the sadness. There's always something to learn in the heartbreak. There's always something to learn in the down times, right? If you are not having the action or the activity you want in your store, find a way to be positive about it and look at it as a challenge. Look at it as a learning experience. Figure out what you can do. And this isn't just for one person. This is for everybody, myself included. Find out what you're missing out on. There's something out there that you're not selling. There's some type of strategy inside your business that you're not using to be able to make more sales. And just look at it as like maybe like a challenge to yourself or like a game or like, what could I do to do this? That's why you see James changing up all this stuff left and right on the fly willy-nilly every day because he's like up for the challenge. Everybody seems to think that he's like crying all the time. He's just documenting his progress. For the most part, I think he's taking this pretty well for a guy with 50,000 items that isn't selling thousands and thousands of dollars a day. I think he's taking it pretty well. You know what I mean? And he's just documenting his journey. But I encourage everyone to take a plan of action that doesn't lead to them being super negative all the time. So there's always something to learn in every face of adversity that you go through. So yeah, guys, that's gonna do it for this one. I'm gonna go ahead and hop off here because I'm past the hour, but hopefully you guys make good sales. Like I said before, there is a link down below. If you're Christians and you want to donate to the mission trip, there's a link in the description. Please feel free or pray before donating and see if God puts it on your heart to donate something. If not, no biggie. Like and share the video to someone, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Until then, let's make this